Okay, we're continuing with what we've been doing, which is taking the information that we know, writing a two-column proof to prove the triangles are congruent, and then taking it that one step further and saying that any corresponding parts on the two triangles will also be congruent. First, we need to establish the congruence of the two triangles. So what do we know? Well, we know what's given to us. We know that angle SPT is congruent to angle, sorry, actually maybe I can fit it in there, angle OPT. And we also know that side SP is congruent to side OP. And we're going to put them on the same line because we have the same justification for them, which is that it is given. Okay, so once we do that, we need to establish just the one last thing that we know here. And you can see that that shared side means that it's going to be reflexively congruent to itself. And so we can then say, number 2, side TP is congruent to side TP. And as I said in the other video, we want to name the vertices in order. You can see that these two triangles, if we used this side TP as a reflection line and we flipped one onto the other, that they would, the vertices T would be corresponding on both triangles. The vertex P would be corresponding to vertex P on the other triangle. So we name them in the same way when we name the sides TP, because it's going to the matching vertices. So what's our justification for this? We have the reflexive property. I can do better than that. Property of congruence. Now, 3, once we've established that, then we have side angle side congruence. So we're going to then name the triangle, and we need to name it with its corresponding vertices. So we say, oops, sorry, we say triangle S, going from that vertex out that's far away from that middle line into the middle line at the top, T, and then down to P, and that's going to be congruent to triangle doing the same thing on the other side, O into T to P. And how do we know that? We know that simply by side angle side. And then we're going to go one step further, and once we have established that, we can then speak about all of the corresponding parts being congruent. We can then say what we're trying to prove, which is that angle S is congruent to angle O. And how do we do that? Well, we know that all corresponding parts of two congruent triangles will be congruent. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. We're done.